What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Filthy Wall, where the truth don't flinch and we say what everyone's too scared to say out loud. Like, subscribe and comment, because this wall ain't coming down anytime soon. Let's talk about this firestorm with Simone Biles and Riley Gaines. So Riley Gaines, former NCAA swimmer, recently commented about a trans boy playing on a girls' high school softball team, saying that this athlete was dominating, basically carrying the team to a national championship. Riley expressed concern. X, formerly Twitter, exploded.
Well, welcome back. It's all the talk on X. Riley Gaines versus Simone Biles. And here's how it all started over the weekend. On Friday, Riley called out a Minnesota high school softball team for winning a state championship with a transgender pitcher. She noted in the comments that they were turned off. Congrats, she said, when you turn your comments off because your star player is a boy. Now, this post by Riley got the attention of Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles. The gymnast wrote to Riley on X, "You're truly sick. All of this campaigning because you lost a race. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating an all-new place where trans people feel safe in sports, maybe a transgender category in all sports, but instead you bully them. One thing is for sure, no one is safe in sports with you around."
Now here's where it gets crazy. Simone Biles, Olympic legend, one of the greatest gymnasts to ever touch the mat, came out of nowhere and started calling Riley Gaines a bully and a sore loser for speaking up. Simone, yes, the same Simone Biles who once stood up for women's sports and said biological men shouldn't be competing against women, now suddenly flipped sides. Let me remind you what Riley's been through. She tied with Lia Thomas, a biological male who ranked over 500th in men's swimming, but suddenly jumped to top 10 once competing as a woman. Riley had to watch women's swimming, her sport, her lane, get taken over because nobody wanted to stand up and say, "This doesn't make sense." Now she's standing up, loudly, consistently. And instead of people like Simone having her back like they used to, she's getting called names for it.
So the question, though, is what happened to Simone Biles? Back in 2017, she posted, "Good thing guys don't compete against girls or he'd take all the gold medals." So let's settle this now.
Let's get this straight. Riley Gaines isn't a bully. She's one of the few with common sense in a world that's terrified to tell the truth. Because what we're seeing now is not inclusion, it's erasure. It's women being pushed out of their own spaces. It's girls losing scholarships, races, medals, and now championships. Because we're letting biological males play in their leagues.
At the Portland Interscholastic League Championships, a trans sophomore runner for McDaniel High School finished first in both the girls' 200 meter and the 400 meter. You can see the athletes speeding by their competition here. The athlete, formerly a male, is allowed to compete under the OSAA rules as a girl and will compete this weekend at state. They have the top 200 meter time in the state and the third best time in the 400 meter. Neither time would have made the podium on the boys' side.
And I'll say this as plain as it gets, this has gone too far. Look, if the left wants to say anyone can play anywhere, gender doesn't matter, fine. But then let's stop gendering sports altogether. Let's just have one league, no male, no female, just athletes. You know what'll happen? We'll end up with mostly men in every category. Because the truth is, the strongest, fastest, most athletic bodies on average are male. That's biology, not bigotry. So ask yourself, is that really what we want? A world where women's sports are basically men's sports with a twist, where the next generation of girls has to fight twice as hard just to have a lane, a shot, a voice?
Even outside of the personal attacks, like, I'm secure enough to, those things don't bother me. Simone Biles saying I'm built like a man, it just doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Number one, I know I'm on the right side of history. Number two, I'm happily married for 3+ years at this point. It doesn't hurt my feelings. What broke my heart, though, and why I mentioned in my response to her that this was so disappointing, is I thought of people like my younger sister. She's 16 years old. She's an elite level gymnast. She will go on to do incredible things in her collegiate career and beyond. That's who I thought of. That's the people who look up to Simone. That's the platform that she's built and curated and developed. Those people love her. They admire her. And suddenly, again, in one tweet, and I would imagine a aim to be virtuous and inclusive and kind and compassionate, she sold out people like my younger sister. That's how I felt. That's what made me feel heartbroken.
I'm not here to bash Simone Biles. I respect what she's done for gymnastics and for mental health awareness, but this take, it's ludicrous. Not just disappointing, it's dangerous. Because if we keep pretending this is okay, we're telling girls everywhere that they don't matter. We're not about hate, we're about fairness. We're about logic. We're about truth. So shout out to Riley Gaines for refusing to fold, because the more people stay quiet, the more this nonsense becomes normal.
Simone Biles, you know nothing. You know only about your own circumstances. Take 2 minutes to do a little research, or other little girls are going to get hurt, just like you did. Shame on her. I'm ashamed of you, Simone Biles. Ashamed of you.
And I don't care what side you're on politically, you know this isn't right. This is the filthy wall. We don't tiptoe. We don't apologize for calling it how it is. Like, subscribe, share this with someone who needs to wake up.